Hey, Dylan.
Hey, Matt.
So, there's no particular reason we picked to discuss Harold and Kumar Christmas. A very Harold and Kumar 3D Christmas as it was released in theaters, and then just became a very Harold and Kumar Christmas on the DVD that I have. It certainly doesn't have anything to do with what the date is in 4 or 5 days from now or anything like that. We just really wanted to watch a Harold and Kumar movie.
And honestly, I'm not going to keep this bit up. It's pretty fucking wild, like, how many stoner Christmas movies in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, so here's the thing with the Harold and Kumar movies. This is the first time I watched this in a bit. I, like most of the world, was captivated by White Castle.
Yeah.
Like the idea of that movie, I'm like, that's so stupid. And like, do you even remember how that movie was advertised?
No, I don't remember.
It was literally just like, it's a new movie starring the MILF guy from American Pie and Van Wilder's friend. Like, they literally...
They leaned into it?
Yeah, like, they really leaned into, like, what it was. Like, hey, if you like Van Wilder and American Pie, you should watch this shit. And I was like, Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. Like, who the fuck would ever watch that movie? That seems like a short film. And then, like... Everyone kept being like, dude, it's really fucking good. Like, it's
a road
really
movie.
fucking funny.
It's a road movie, and it's awesome. Which is wild that you're sitting there going, that's never going to work. And, like, the amount of comedy duos that have just come out of stupid concepts, like Cheech and Chong and Bill and Ted and
or our favorite Jay and Silent Bob. Even.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, fine, I'll check this out. And it was like my freshman year of college. This was this was simultaneously. This is, if you ever want to know why I have such an insane knowledge of cinema, it's because of my freshman year of college.
Yeah.
I had 3 discs at a time Netflix going, while also having, at that exact same time, Blockbuster was trying to fight against Netflix by having like a Blockbuster members card where you would get unlimited rentals for like a single cost for the month, like $20 a month to rent as many movies as you wanted, up to their cutoff was also 3. So I was getting 6 movies at once. I would literally go to the Blockbuster after class. So I would leave class maybe 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I'd go to Blockbuster. I'd rent 3 movies. I would go home, check the mailbox for whatever Netflix discs had come in at that time, and then I would sit in the basement and watch all of them in a row. Like, I would just knock out 3 to 4 movies in a night and then put the Netflix envelope in the mailbox and drive to Blockbuster and drop off my tapes on the way back to school, and then rinse and repeat. So I just went through, I think I literally at one point was like, I'm just going to go alphabetically through the entire new releases section at Blockbuster.
Okay.
And just took out one of everything. And then eventually I got to Harold and Kumar go to White Castle and was like, yo, this movie's fucking great.
Oh, it's so much fun.
like I was like, this movie's a delight. Yeah. So I started, that was one where like I went out and bought a copy myself.
Yeah.
Almost immediately after, and that became part of like people are over, let's watch Harold and Kumar. Let's watch Harold and Kumar. Then Guantanamo Bay, went and saw that shit in theaters.
Never saw it.
And I was like, it's all right.
I've never seen the second one.
It's definitely the worst of the three.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But it's still all right. It's fine. And then this came out of nowhere, and I missed it. I missed seeing it in theaters. I never saw this in 3D. I've only ever seen the DVD version. And I remember at one point being like, this might even be better than White Castle. During this viewing, I was like, no, you're crazy, Kelly. Like, this is good, but it ain't White Castle good.
It's fun. I will say.
But it's definitely aged. Every time I watch, I'm like, man, this ages a little bit more every viewing.
Yeah, I will say, like, this movie reminds me that movies like The Night Before exist. Like, I love The Night Before. I feel like that movie has so much heart. And yes, it is a goofy adult stoner comedy, but I feel like there's a message there in the end, and it's very sweet.
The message is friendship in this.
Yes, and that there is a message in this one as well. But I don't know, man. I feel like this movie definitely struggled to me with tone. Like it really did.
Well, it's definitely from that time period where it's very influenced by South Park.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that idea of like, well, if we're offensive to everybody, we're offensive to nobody,
Yeah.
which theoretically is kind of true. It's definitely an equal opportunity offensiveness.
But I feel
and
like
some of it works and some of it doesn't. Like some of it like is a big old swing and a miss.
Yeah, I feel like Trey Parker, I saw this TikTok the other day where he was teaching a film class and he was saying when you're writing, it should never be like
and then.
Yeah. You saw that too. Like and I feel like that's the trappings that we fall into in things like this that do get their influence from South Park or the outrageous stuff. I also feel like, you know what, stuff like that may just be suited better for animation, and like in the real world it doesn't play out as well. But I like this movie. I don't want anyone to think we're going into this saying I don't like this movie. This December I am going to pull the Night Before card, and I can't wait to gush over that movie and how much that movie makes me cry, actually. And I just think that's the better stoner Christmas comedy.
And I've never seen The Night Before, honestly.
Really?
So that's exciting. Yeah, so that'll be exciting
dude,
when
I'm
we get to that.
so excited for you to watch that. I think you're going to love that a lot. I really do.
I mean, I'm pretty confident I will.
Yeah. But Harold and Kumar.
Howard and Kumar. No, so then we get to Howard and Kumar. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's fine.
Yeah.
We'll call this out now because I feel like if we try to call it out constantly throughout the episode, it'll be worthless. They are very meta with the 3D in this movie.
Very much so.
Which is funny, but also like it does get old at a certain point.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, okay, I get it. This was in 3D.
It's also special.
That was all the rage.
Exactly. It's very much like this isn't really a thing anymore. So it's so fucking dated. Which it's already dated by some of the references and some of the stuff they could get away with. But even the 3D, like, and once you get it home, even at the time when it was all the rage, not everyone had 3D TVs. Like, it was still a very niche thing.
Well, this was definitely also of that time period where people were making films in 3D, and the intention was to really lean into it. Where, like, I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen Avatar, but I'm under the impression that like
they're not
modern
like
day,
yeah,
like modern day, like the 3D is just like, ooh, it really does make you feel like you're in the screen with these characters, but it's not like, ooh, let's throw eggs directly at the camera, like,
or
let's
it
throw
reminds
some
me of the,
poopy on
the
somebody.
Fozzie Bear
like,
bit with the paddle ball.
Exactly.
In fucking Disney World.
But that, I mean, the one that I always reference is probably the most egregious of the 80s was the Friday the 13th 3D, where it's just like they're just like grabbing stuff in a store and being like, "Whoa!"
I like the eyeball that happens.
Yeah, like it's just
3D.
like what? How many ways can we make sure that 3D does not get wasted?
I fucking love that movie though, but you know that, and I like this movie a lot.
Yeah, this is not a negative.
No.
Review on this. It's a very lukewarm movie, I guess is what it comes down to.
It's got some very funny bits. Now, I will say, before we like break down the movie as a whole, when I was watching it, it was an hour and 29 minutes, but apparently I was watching a shorter cut.
No. You're watching an hour and 29-minute movie that has 9 minutes of closing credits, because I was watching my DVD and it was 1:20 when Santa was, taking a hit from a bong as the words "the end" came up on the screen, and I was like, let me fast forward this. Was there like a middle part in the credits or anything? And I fast forwarded straight to the end, and that's just it. Which again makes sense because I'm sure you had to credit so many people to make the 3D possible that it stretched out the normal closing credits, but it's 9 minutes of closing credits at the end of this movie.
Is there also maybe it's just because, like, Google and the internet, when you type it in, it says it's an hour and 48 minutes, which when I saw that this morning at 8 a.m., I was like, oh no. Like that.
No, so let me tell you this. I had to go to a party last night, and I wasn't sure if I'd be home in time to watch the movie before bed or if I would have to watch it in the morning. And to ease myself, before I even left for the party, I looked at the back of my DVD to confirm the time on the DVD real quick. And I was like, all right, this says 90 minutes. I can pull that off in the morning.
Yeah. I was really worried.
Because if I saw 2 hours, I would be leaving that party early to be like, okay, I got to go watch this shit.
I was really worried that I watched a short version and you were going to come with like the unrated director's cut of Harold and Kumar 3.
No, whatever they shot, we got in this film. But yeah, so here's the very short breakdown of the movie. I think the best way for us to do this is I'll just run down. Here's what happens in the film, and then we'll just talk about the bits we like.
Yeah.
So basic gist: Howard and Kumar have not been friends since for the last 2 years. Kumar finds out that he got Vanessa pregnant, and Harold and his wife Maria are trying to have a baby. Maria's father, played by Danny Trejo, does not like Harold. He brings a tree that he grew himself over the last 8 years because he can't stand the faux tree. A little bit more of that fake tree slander that I cannot stand here on Christmas 365. Kumar pops over with a gift that was delivered to the apartment for Harold. It's a giant joint that accidentally sets the tree on fire, and then the rest of the movie is essentially them trying to get a new tree to replace it. Insanity ensues, the biggest piece of insanity being the Russian mafia is out to kill them for reasons. Mainly because Kumar hangs out with a sex offender.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah, but that's the gist of the movie. And the movie just like I don't want to say it has any lows. There wasn't points where I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
But it's more that there's highs and valleys.
Yeah. Very much so. Very much so. I will say a few things first. Shout out to Danny Trejo. I love seeing Danny Trejo on the big screen, like in a mainstream movie that isn't.
It's always a delight.
That isn't like, look, we're making a cult movie that's mainstream. Like it's not Grindhouse. You know what I'm saying?
Every time I go to my Regal, I see Danny Trejo before the movie starts because he's in the fucking commercial that they play now.
That's awesome. That's great.
It's like it's a dumb commercial. It's like movie lines live here, and it's a bunch of people just quoting famous movie quotes before they're like, "Welcome to Regal.
Yeah.
Movies live here."
But shout out to Danny Trejo. And my second thing, before we break down like bits that we liked, dude, Harold is the correct person in this movie 100%
the whole time.
Like I 100%. Would never hang out with Kumar ever again based on some of the shit
I was gonna say
like
Kumar's definitely one of those friends where I think we've all had a Kumar in our life, and it definitely was a person that you met around high school or college.
Yep.
Where they spiced up your life a little bit. But then they're like hits this point where you're in your 30s and you're like, look, I still want some spice in my life.
Yeah, like
I still want
cool
some
to do that.
I like a gentle seasoning, but it can't be all of life.
Well, that's like okay. So when like he shows up at the house with the package.
Yeah.
When Kumar shows up at the house with the package, Harold hasn't seen him in 2 years. He's like, "Oh my god, like, cool, come in, have a drink, have some empanadas. What do you got?
Yeah.
What's this?" Like, okay, this is like, I don't know, it was delivered to our place. Wow, I haven't lived there in a while. They open up, it's a giant joint. Harold rightfully like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what's going on? Kumar could just be like, as a normal person, just be like, dude, I swear, like, I don't know, this box showed up. Okay, cool. Like, let's figure this out. Let's get to the bottom of this. And, like, I don't know if the movie's trying to make us feel like Harold's an asshole for yelling at Kumar for smoking in his fucking house or not.
But,
like,
legit, like, every person who's ever come to my house who smokes, vapes, whatever, they ask me, hey, is it cool if I smoke here?
Yeah.
Do I need to go outside?
Yeah.
Like, what are the rules of the home? No one has ever, in the time that I've lived in any home, just walked in and just started to light up a cigarette or a joint without, like, confirming with me, the homeowner.
Yeah.
Hey, is this cool?
Yeah.
Like,
so, yeah, I don't know, man. But he burns down the fake fucking tree. Which, okay, so
No, he doesn't burn the fake tree. He burns the real
tree. God damn.
He burns the real tree because what happens, this is a great line.
Okay, yeah.
When Danny Trejo first shows up, he's like, "What the hell is that?" And he goes, "It's a faux tree. It's great." Like, and he like explains how great it is. And then Danny Trejo is like, "Oh, is this a faux holiday? Because like we're gonna put a real ass tree in here." And they put the tree in there. After the tree catches on fire and they smash out the window, Kumar looks at him and goes, "Man, you should really consider getting one of those faux trees. Those things last forever."
Which I can side with Danny Trejo a little bit because again, this goes back to the Topanga. Like, what the hell is that? The silver tree in Boy Meets World.
Yeah, at least get a green faux tree.
It can be fake, but that shit better look real. Like, that's all I want. Like, I don't care if it's fake or real.
My mom has one of each, right?
Yeah.
My mom has a real-looking faux tree that she puts in the living room where everybody sees.
Yeah.
And then she's got like a little white faux tree that she puts in like the back room that only the family sees, where it's like, oh, it's pretty. It's like back here for like don't make that your main tree.
So Kumar has burnt down this tree. They throw it outside, so the window's broken as well.
To be fair, technically Harold
burnt down the tree
by throwing the joint out the window.
So that was also, I was like, why is that your choice of action? Like, put it out. Just give it back to Kumar. Like, put it out. It's obvious he wants it. Boom. Like, regardless of if Harold smokes anymore, he's aware by how much weed is in that joint. Like, he's not an idiot. He's not ever not smoked before. Like, he's well aware of how much money he's tossing just right out into the snow. So I would assume he wouldn't do that. So you know what? You're right. I take back what I said. This is all Harold's fault.
Yeah, Harold is the reason why the tree catches on fire. And even, like, because the thing is, this is where it does fall into that rough line. Yeah. Kumar's trying to do right by Harold.
He is.
Like, he's like, I'm going to go get this tree for my buddy, not knowing that, like, it's already been reserved by Harold.
Yeah.
And then... it's like most of the decisions, not all of the decisions, to be clear, but at least in the beginning, it's like, hey, this gift showed up. I want to make sure it gets to the right owner. Mm-hmm. Shit, I may be responsible for this tree burning down. It's up to me to replace that tree. Yes. Like he is taking some aspect of responsibility.
Yeah. So Kumar and
when he starts lighting up a joint in a random stranger's car that happens to have a baby is where we start to like really spiral on Kumar being in the right spot.
So Kumar and his current best friend, roommate, guy who... Adrian, okay. So he's like, Adrian is really trying to have sex with this 17-year-old who is a virgin and is... Yes, this is the part that's very cringe. But she's like sending him videos and dropping hints that no... like other boys will touch her, and she's a very pretty girl, so like that's what we're led to believe, like what's wrong, like what's going on with that. And Kumar's gonna drive him over there, and he's like, wait, let's stop and get this tree. And they're haggling for the tree that Harold has already put on layaway, like Harold and his buddy. And I fucking love I can't remember the other actor's name, but the RZA and
it's,
oh my god, what is
it's
his name?
The best scene. I sent that clip to my brother and said, never has a piece of cinema better summed up you and I's relationship. It's like, I'm sorry, you ruined my gangster girl. I know.
I'm not
you know
hard.
I love you, right? I think so.
You do. I think you do. It's so fucking
I don't know why I do, but I do love you. Thank you.
It's so adorable.
So good.
It's so good. But yeah, there's a car chase that leads to Kumar and Adrian flipping the car and the car exploding with the tree. And they discover in one of the videos this girl has sent Adrian, there's a gorgeous Christmas tree behind them. So Adrian's like, I'm going to have sex with this girl. And Harold's like, I need this tree. So they go to this apartment. And
to steal a tree. Well, to get a tree, because Adrian lies and says, "I'll get you that tree." He has no intention of getting that tree.
Exactly.
Adrian sucks. Adrian is the worst person.
Worst.
The only good thing with Adrian in this entire movie is towards the very end, because him and Thomas Lennon are like hiding in a closet for a large chunk of the movie. And it's the scene where they're trying to be quiet and he just like slowly pulls up a bag of
chips. It's so fucking good.
Like the faces he makes as he's noisily trying to quietly open a bag of chips and eat one is one of the best bits in the whole movie. Fucking hate that it comes from Adrian, who sucks, but this is where they find out that this girl marries the daughter of a mafia boss who's killed a lot of people.
That I love the little montage of him just slitting throats and killing people. Like, it is hysterical.
Oh, you mean when it like literally almost turns into like a Guy Ritchie movie for like 2 seconds,
and then it cuts back to Adrian. I do love his response, and he's like, "Oh no, that's not good."
But what happens is Harold and Kumar get drugged with something in the eggnog.
Yes, because they just won a game of beer pong.
Beer pong
for the tree.
They get laced. Cocaine gets blown all over the place, which now that Thomas Lennon's baby's already gotten high on some pot, now she's coked up as well.
This baby is high on cocaine. It's like, this is some shit that if I saw in a trailer, I'd be like, that movie's gonna be awful. But in the right circumstance, and you're just like sitting there with your friends, this movie hits. Like, there's a lot of like really funny lines.
We're about to get to, here's my controversial take.
Yeah.
Harold and Kumar escape through the elevator. They're like, there was definitely something in that eggnog. And then the doors open and we're in a claymation scene.
Yeah.
This is one of the best claymation. Like, we've talked about how there's been like claymation parodies. This is so much better than the Always Sunny claymation bit. Like, it's like, the claymation looks fantastic. Like, it looks spot on. It looks great. Then you get the song, which the song is so great because it's one of those songs that's just describing exactly what's happening in the moment. And then you also get the bonus bit of, which is something that Community is like kind of robbed from us a little bit, is bouncing back and forth between what's actually happening and like their version of it. So like when they're just like playing with the child's cheeks because they think they're in a tree with a fat squirrel. It's those little bits. And then we get the best fucking side characters in the history of
100%
stoner comedy, which is their two buddies, played by two guys from the American Pie film, from teen films in general.
Yeah.
You get Rosenberg and Goldenstein.
Then it's Bernard. Bernard the Elf, man.
It's Bernard
He'll always be Bernard the Elf to me.
I was going to say the guy from 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah, there you go.
And Eddie Key Thomas, who is secretly... Side note, Eddie Key Thomas does not show up in a lot of movies, but anytime he shows up in any movie, no matter how small, he absolutely crushes in that position.
He really does.
I'm Kyle Kukta, director of The Wound Within and co-host of Horror Movie Night podcast.
And I'm Jeanette Wall, writer of The Wound Within and host of the Horrors of Love podcast.
And we are currently crowdfunding on Seed and Spark to bring this short horror film to life.
A young woman discovers a mysterious lesion on her chest the morning after a disappointing tryst with a new lover. Throughout the rest of her day, she finds that she might not be the only one who's experiencing these unsightly symptoms.
Incentives include opportunities to be part of our podcasts, behind-the-scenes photo books, original soundtrack cassette, and more.
To contribute and make this film a reality, go to seedandspark.com and search The Wound Within.
They definitely had a tiny bit of a bigger role in the first one, right?
Yes.
Do they pop up in the second one?
They were in the first one. Throughout that, they wouldn't go to White Castle because they wanted to see the topless scene in The Gift from Katie Holmes.
Yes.
That was their whole bit. In the second movie, according to the Wikipedia page for their characters, they are interrogated by the U.S. government when Harold and Kumar are on the run as mistaken terrorists.
Yeah.
So they get pulled in for questioning. That's their only bit.
I don't need to see the second one. Like, I feel...
You really don't.
I don't...
The only
already
good thing that
from
comes out of the
description
second...
and the title, I don't I have no interest in it at all.
The only good thing about the second one is that it's what introduced the song My Dick by Mickey Avalon to me.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a good jam.
It plays in a scene where they go to a party and it's a bottomless pool party.
Yeah.
So like no, everyone's wearing the top part of their bathing suit, but not the bottom part. But it ends up being more of a sausage party than what he envisioned. So when they walk in, it starts playing My Dick.
Oh my god!
And I was like, dude,
it.
this song rules.
Yeah, that song rules so hard.
Those two characters, though, it's like, I'll just say it flat out. They are such giant Jewish stereotypes that it's the same as when like Kyle's cousin Kyle shows up in South Park, where it's like it's so offensive and inappropriate that it does just fall into like cartoonishly funny.
Yeah.
But I've always loved their characters. One of them, I forget which one, has converted to Christianity.
Eddie K. Or not Eddie K. Thomas. Bernard.
He's like, once that holy water hit me.
Yeah, exactly. All my self-hate washed away. Yeah, I'm getting uncircumcised, or I'm getting re-uncircumcised or some shit. It's like I'm getting uncircumcised. I'm gonna get my schnozzle.
Like, it's ridiculous. They just kind of show up, get them some White Castle, like make a comment about the importance of friendship, and then they get the fuck out of there.
Remember the first movie?
Yeah. Hey, we were here. And then, in case you forgot anything else about the first movie, they stumble into Neil Patrick Harris, which, dude, this is one of those bits where literally the only reason the bit works is because you actually have a legitimate gay guy playing this role.
Yes.
Like, you do this with any straight actor and you've stumbled into some murky no. But it works it is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like, what was the one line where he's like, I told you no tongue, and he's like, thought you said to make it hot, and I said, yeah, I said hot, not gay as shit. Yeah. Gay as shit. Like there's just so many lines that he drops where he's like, yeah, I'm gay for that pussy.
He's like, the only reason I go along with this gay shit is because it gets me so much poontang.
It's so funny and inappropriate, but it's like his delivery is so fucking good throughout the movie. And then we get this dumb, I guess we'll call it a flashback. We get this dumb flashback where he's in heaven explaining how he survived getting shot twice in the last movie. And he's just like, how you doing? I played Carl Jenkins in Starship Troopers.
And he steals Jesus's girls, man.
Jesus, whose side note
is Nick,
two cameos
from New Girl, yeah.
It's Nick from New Girl. And did you recognize who was interviewing Neil Patrick Harris and David before they go in their dressing room?
No.
It's a very young Dan Levy.
My God. Holy shit, reporter. It is. Wow. Fucking great.
Which, for some reason, that was the only roles he was getting before Schitt's Creek, because he's also randomly a reporter at the end of the 2014 Stage Fright movie.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
But so, like, the Neil Patrick Harris massage scene is fucking wild.
It's insane.
It is absolutely insane.
That gets slightly uncomfortable.
Before he got off stage, he had told one of the dancers, like, come to my dressing room and I'll give you some tips. I'll give you some pointers. And she's super excited because it's Neil Patrick Harris. She comes in and he's like, why don't you take your sweater off? Girlfriends.
Wait, hold on a second. I fucked up. I confused Dan Levy's. There's Dan Levy.
Yeah.
From Stanford, Connecticut.
Okay.
And then there's Daniel Levy, Eugene Levy's son.
So, not a cameo?
Not a cameo. I mean, it is a man named... I'm going to just go ahead and cut that from the episode. That's insane. There can't be two Dan Levys acting.
And also, if you pull up, are you on Wikipedia?
Yeah.
So if you click Dan Levy's Wikipedia page, even the picture of him doing stand-up looks like Daniel Levy. Like, it literally looks like the one you thought it was. Even when you click on the picture to enlarge it, it looks just like him.
Do you think someone uploaded the wrong photo?
I don't think so.
No, but yes, that is insane. All right, well, I don't know what we'll keep from that, but maybe all of it. But all right, so Neil Patrick Harris actually solves multiple issues in this scene
after assaulting,
after some really uncomfortable assaulting that happens. He gets Kumar his waffle bot. He gets Harold his tree. Like, things are going great. Day is saved. They're munching on waffles. Wafflebot fucking rules.
Wafflebot's awesome.
And then the Russian mob catches up with them, and they get tied to a flagpole. A flagpole, and they're going to be burned alive for everything. And it's not until Wafflebot shows up and murders the Russian mob with scalding hot syrup that he's able to save them and free Harold and Kumar. We
also get a lesson in friendship there as well.
Yes. And then I do love the one line where Harold's like, that toy is wildly unsafe, but it did save us. But then we get the scene that makes my dick retract inside of my body every time.
It's the Christmas story.
The Christmas story moment with a penis, which... like, that's kind of rough, but it's the scalding hot coffee accidentally being spilled on it where I'm just like, yep, nope, I'm done. I'm ready for a shower. But the movie kind of speeds up from this point. It really just goes from what's the plan? He wants to shoot a gun in the air to alert people,
and he shoots Santa.
And instead he shoots Santa in the head.
Yeah. Santa drops out of the sky, and any form of realism that this movie had has been sent even further out the window.
It's
as Santa comes
insane
tumbling down, and Santa Claus is played by, I never know how to fucking pronounce his last name.
It's not Patton Oswalt.
It's Richard Riehel. It's the dude from Grounded for Life and Office Space. You'd know exactly who he is.
The jump to conclusions match.
Yeah.
He's Santa, and he says that he's the one that brought the gift to Harold because they were both very good boys and very good friends, and he hated that they hadn't been friends and needed to remind them of their friendship.
Dude, you could have just said
I don't know if Santa would appreciate the people they've been running around with, though. Because I have a feeling that Adrian and NPH are both on the naughty list.
I think so too, man. I think so too. I just feel like Santa could have gone about this in a better way.
Literally, if he's not against just showing up in the first place,
just like, hey,
maybe just showing up and be like, ho ho ho, y'all should still be friends.
Yeah.
I'm Santa. I'm real. I've broken time and space and all logic to inform you of this. The only two friends I care about enough to step out of the rules of engagement for.
Which you're like, what did they do in life to have Santa's fucking attention? Like, why does Santa give a shit about these two stoners?
But
there are kids dying of cancer, and Santa's like, I'm not gonna help them. But
can't intervene there. But these two stoners haven't smoked weed together in almost 2 whole years. So Kumar proves that he's still an excellent surgeon.
Yes,
is able to save Santa's life, and as a thank you, Santa drops them off at their homes. This is when Kumar tells Vanessa that he's all in. He'll be a good dad to the baby, and that he's even going to potentially quit smoking weed and get back into medical school. And then Vanessa's like, you don't have to quit smoking weed. Just remember next time there's a drug test to bring my pee with you, which is apparently the most romantic thing a woman could ever say to Kumar.
Love, man.
And then they reunite for a lovely Christmas together. Santa smokes from a bong, 9 minutes of credits.
Yeah. My problem throughout this movie is pretty much the growth / degrowth of Kumar back and forth throughout the whole thing. I think I loved Kumar's character in the beginning when we were the way you were talking about that. When he shaves his face, he kind of gets his act together a little bit. He's like, I'm going to solve this problem. But then it keeps going back to, how do I fuck this situation up?
So here's the thing. I'm going to talk about How I Met Your Mother, which
Yeah.
is appropriate because Neil Patrick Harris. The thing that makes me hate the finale of How I Met Your Mother so much compared to a lot of other... I'm usually very forgiving for final episodes of shows.
Yeah.
The problem that happens with the How I Met Your Mother finale is that, and this is, I guess, spoilers for the last episode of How I Met Your Mother, but not really. Due to the aging of the two actors who played the kids who were being told the story, they had to film the ending of the series during season 2. But the series went for 9 seasons.
Christ.
Which meant that by the time you got to the final episode, the only way to make the sequence that you had shot make sense is that you had to kind of reset half of your character's growth back to where they were in season 2.
Yeah.
Just for them to then grow back in one episode to where you left them off in the last episode of season 9. Like it's very jarring. It's very strange.
Yeah.
And I feel like that happens to Kumar in all of these movies.
Yeah.
Like it's like no matter, like you've gotten 3 movies where the end result is always the same, which is like Harold has problems, Kumar has problems, but if they meet in the middle, they can solve things because like Harold keeps Kumar in line and like Kumar keeps Harold from being so uptight that he's not living life.
And I feel
But like you can only do like a reset
Yeah.
so many times before you're just like, well then have you guys fucking learned nothing over 14 years?
Yeah.
Like what is going on with this friendship?
And I also feel like in this movie particularly, Kumar's the only one that's being reset. Like I feel like Harold has shown growth. He even says like, dude, I stopped smoking weed because we're trying to have a baby. He's like, I'm not like done smoking weed for life. He's just like, I stopped smoking weed because I'm trying to have a baby. Like, you were one of my best friends, but you basically kept fucking up everything in my life.
Well, and like here's the thing. I'm not sure if you have any of these situations, but like I have people. They probably won't ever listen to this episode, but I'm still not going to use any names.
Yeah,
but there are people who, like, at a certain point in my life, were my best friends. I saw them every fucking day.
Yeah.
And, like, we've drifted apart. And that's no one's specific fault.
Yeah.
Like, I would put more of the blame on myself because I think that they're still hanging out doing the things that we did when we were 20, where, like, I started doing all this podcast stuff and I started traveling a lot and I just kind of lost touch over time.
Yeah.
But like when I do see them, when we all end up at the same party or whatever, it's fucking exciting.
dude.
Like I love that for a second when Harold opens the door and sees Kumar there, he's not like, what the fuck are you doing at my house? Like
he's
it's
like,
not like,
"Kumar."
you son of a
Yeah.
bitch. He's like, hey, like
How you doing?
long time
How
no
are things
see.
going?
Like, yeah. So it's like there's a difference between like established bad blood and like and again, this goes both ways. You know what I mean? Like because Kumar is more like fuck that Harold guy.
Yeah.
In the beginning,
Exactly.
like he's like he abandoned me. Fuck him. Whereas Harold's like, I don't need friends drift apart. That's what happens. Like, and like I get it. They do a great job of depicting his new best friend Todd as like
As the worst.
the person no one wants to have at a party. Like he's the anti-party.
Yeah.
But it is a two-way street. Like Harold also could have reached out and been
That's
like,
true, too.
hey man, I hope you're doing well. Like, you know, I think Maria and I are going to try to have a baby soon. Like, you know, like anything, like you know, I still, even with those friends that I was talking about, they get a birthday text message from me every year. They get a Merry Christmas text message. They get a Thanksgiving. Like there's not like I don't want you in my life. I'm never communicating with you anymore. It's just like our live paths have gone separately. And that's the thing that sucks. Maybe that's why Santa intervened. It's like, motherfuckers, you're not even wishing each other Merry Christmas anymore.
That's true.
That will not stand in
no,
this.
fuck
in
that,
my
man.
house. On my house on December 25th, you're not wishing Merry Christmas to your best friend?
I did like the little bit where Kumar's like, why do you have to do that shit for him, man? You've got a good job. You don't beat your fucking wife. Like, that's awesome. Like, you're a good person.
Yeah.
And I love the part where Harold's like, I don't do it because I need to do it. Like, I do it because I want to do it. Because making him happy will make
her happy.
And if she's happy, then I'm happy. Like, I loved that because even though in the end he does kind of like just stand up to him, and I do appreciate him standing up to him, I think that's something a lot of people can identify with. And in my, that's always been my thing, is like, I have friends who are like, nah, man, fuck that. Like, I'm me, I'm doing me. And I'm like, that's not how life works. Man.
Yeah. I think that there's a difference. If you're like putting your significant other as a priority.
Yeah.
That's one thing. That's what you're supposed to fucking do.
Yeah, for sure.
If your significant other then becomes the only person you see or talk to, that's where it's like, dude, what do you do? Yeah. Like, and I'm sure both of us have experienced that too, where it's like, I don't even have a dislike for the significant other that my friend started dating. I have a dislike for my friend who's just like, this is the only person I need now. I will never need another person in my life. And it's like, no, like, we kind of stuck by you for 25 years. Like,
which I don't know if that is the case, because they still talk to like Vanessa and stuff like that. Like, they're still
well,
friends.
And Maria's like, yo, why isn't Kumar coming to our party?
Exactly.
Like, like, this is definitely a Harold making a decision for Harold, but trying to act like it's for the betterment of everybody. Which I
get that.
Well, I did not expect us to get this deep.
This deep and complex. Like, we're at 48 minutes on a fucking...
Well, the listeners don't need to know that. They might get a 20-minute episode when I cut out all of the people's names I got wrong and and I got to cut out all the stuff you said about different people of races, because that was like,
oh, don't say that. Yeah, I do want to say, like, as much as I just said, like, Harold is, I get his instance of like, I want to do this to make her happy. Danny Trejo's character is wildly racist against Korean Americans. Like,
I think that at the end of the day, the person who's probably in the most wrong is Danny Trejo.
100%
in this entire film. Well, no, wait, let me correct that. Adrian then Danny.
They're probably the same. They're probably on the same.
Actually, Adrian, Neil Patrick Harris, Danny Trejo.
That's true. Because Danny Trejo is not sexually assaulting anyone.
No, he's just being a douche.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's but all three of them, in my opinion, we can bring this bit back. Naughty list. They're all right, we'll the naughty list.
Harold, nice list. Todd, nice list. Kumar, I think he sways either way, man.
He's a wild card. He's a wild card of it.
Vanessa, nice list. Whatever.
Maria, absolutely nice list.
Patton Oswalt,
Adrian, naughty.
Santa, naughty.
Naughty, a little naughty.
Well, actually, I'm gonna go nice list for Mall Santa. Every single like thing of weed he was selling was Christmas themed. That dude's jolly as fuck.
That's true. Yeah, no, we'll go nice list for old Patton.
100% like, dude. Some people actually like the holidays.
I think we only have 3 definitive naughty list folks here.
God. This is fun,
but
man.
That's it.
This is fun.
All right. Well, you're always going to be the Kumar to my Harold.
Aww. I don't know if I want to be Kumar, but Merry Christmas, Matt.
Now we won't stop till the big ball drops on New Year's. Happy holiday. Have a great holiday. Have a merry happy holiday.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.